Hello everyone, still working here on the Triumph, and I have color sanded the door, and now proceed to do the buffing. I'm starting out here with what is considered a coarse compound, although it's not very coarse. And in this small area above the body line, I've got just a small polisher, little air tool. I cut out a chunk of the foam pad, the aggressive foam pad that I use with the electric buffer, and just proceed to hone it to a shine finish. The prep consisted of sanding the orange peel, which there wasn't very much, with 2000 grit sandpaper by hand in a flat block, and then I stepped it up to a 3000 grit piece of paper on a dual action power sander. That takes out the 2000 scratches, and then I go over it again with 5000 grit with the power sander, or by hand as I did here on this top curvy section. And then we start with the compounds, and we'll actually do that in 3 stages also. The aggressive cut to take out the 5000 scratches and anything else that may have been left during the process. Then I go to a finer compound. I also power buff that. And then the final will be a glazing compound that I may or may not do use power tools or do it by hand. I just play that by ear. Process here is pretty repetitive. Put it on, buff a little bit. The areas of the sharp point of the body seam, I do that by hand. Polish it, and then wipe it down with a microfiber cloth. See how it looks, and just keep at it till it gets all shiny. I've got the top section looking pretty shiny. You can see the reflection of the fluorescent lights there against the dull surface that we're polishing with the 5000 grit. And this is the same. I've got the coarse compound. I've got the aggressive white disc. It's got what we call an egg carton on it. It's got a bunch of little bumps, and it does a real good job of not leaving swirl marks. And the only thing here really to watch out for is obviously don't let the compound get too dried up where you burn the paint. And the other is you have to pay attention to the rotation of the polisher when you run off the edge of the door. You want it to go from the door to leave to the edge. You don't want to drag it from the open air onto the edge, because boy, you can rip the paint right off of it really quick. So as I work my way around the edges, I hold pressure on the polisher in a way that makes it do what I want. And the same thing up at the body line. When I do that, I'll make sure that the pressure goes from the lower section and it rotates over the top. And you do this just by which way you angle the buffer. You use the top of the buffer and it swirls in a clockwise fashion, and then I'll use the bottom of the buffer when I need it to go the other direction. And just keep going same as before. Polish it, wipe it down, take a look, polish it some more. I sprinkle a little water on with the compound. It helps cool and clean the door or the paint as I go. Repeat as necessary. I do the panels in sections, and get the first part of it to the polish that I want, and of course as it moves into the next section it's not as polished, and then I overlap the two to make sure everything's blended together. And as you can see, it's kind of neat, especially all speeded up here, just watching the shine develop. I'm happy with the finish from the coarse compound. I've changed pads. This pad is gray, and I'm going to the finer compound to put on, and this will bring the shine up even more. Process is the same. I'll keep this speeded up so we work our way through it, but it is nice to see the shine develop. It's a fair amount of work, but it's kind of satisfying as you get immediate satisfaction for your efforts. Yeah, got it all polished up. Here, get a nice view of it. We really are liking this color. It is a type of British racing green, but this particular one has a bit of a blue tinge to it. And as you can see, the reflected lights, there's no orange peel, and we're done with the door. So once again, thanks for watching. We'll fix this up with a new video on something else.